What a beautiful day to be Ugandan. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark. Dorothy Namuyomba is on sign language. Without further ado, let's take a look at tonight's top stories and then get straight into the bulletin. In our top stories tonight, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni urges MTN Group to expand investment in Uganda's economy. Premier Nabbanja welcomes FDC defectors to the NRM in Kitgum. Eviction operations targeting the Balaalo in northern Uganda set to begin. And over $200 million committed to the revitalization of Kirembe mines. And as promised, it's going to be an hours-long bulletin, so do sit tight as we give you the news. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met with a delegation from the MTN Group at State House, Entebbe, to discuss the company's current operations and future investment prospects in Uganda. The President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni praised MTN's growth and its contributions to Uganda's communications infrastructure. He also emphasized the need for targeted investment in job creation, sectors that uplift household incomes, which in turn drive demand for services like telecommunications. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni also highlighted the role of cross-border investment in promoting regional integration and accelerating Africa's economic transformation. He said that transitioning citizens from subsistence farming to the money economy remains a priority for Uganda, noting that positive signs such as increased coffee and milk production in rural areas are manifesting. Addressing the issue of property fragmentation through inheritance, he encouraged Ugandans to adopt modern asset management strategies, including shared ownership through company shares. He further called on MTN and other investors to consider opportunities in manufacturing and tap into Africa's expanding regional trade potential. MTN Group Chairman Jonas Mukebisi reaffirmed the company's long-term commitment to Uganda and expressed the desire to strengthen Uganda-South Africa business ties and also sharing updates on MTN's global and local operations. These were some of the highlights. And in more news, the Premier Robina Nabbanja has received a group of former Forum for Democratic Change supporters in Kitgum who have crossed over to the ruling National Resistance Movement. Nabbanja welcomed the defectors while officiating the belated International Women's Day celebrations in Kitgum District, northern Uganda. Let's have a look.
In the Kitgum District, in Acholi sub-region, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, was received with due relations from the market vendors of Kitgum main market constructed by government. The Premier, who is also Kakumiro woman member of Parliament, inspected the market, which accommodates over 1,000 traders, majority are women. The Premier later laid a foundation stone at Kitgum Comprehensive Senior Secondary School to build a girls' dormitory block, and she made pledges to support them.
And on my own behalf, to lay this foundation stone for the girls' dormitory.
The school has been here since 1996. It was started during the war, during the time when it was very difficult for students to access education.
The office of the Prime Minister is going to contribute to you 10 million Uganda cedis.
Nabbanja also visited Christ the King Catholic Church, currently under construction, and also St. John Rumu Church.
I am Monsignor Christopher Komakech, the Episcopal Vicar of Kitgum Vicariate in Gulu Archdiocese. So it is our humble request that if there is opportunity and possibility, you continue supporting us so that we continue to grow.
This is where I grew. This is where I was baptized, confirmed. This is the church where I started when I was even a crusader.
Since the president has also contributed, but I will tell him to contribute more. I don't know how much he contributed.
50 million,
yes.
About 500 mabatis.
Yes.
Yes, I delivered.
But the mabati, if the mabati are not enough, I will also contribute mabati. I want to thank the president for the support he has so far given this church. I also want to pledge 20 million.
She was in the Kitgum district to preside over the belated Women's Day of the district, organized by the state minister in charge of environment, Beatrice Atimanywa. Anywa was an FDC stalwart, but she defected and joined the NRM party. Anywa said a number of the FDC members had been left orphans, and it was time for them to join the NRM.
You, the mother, if for other bad luck you shifted away from a homestead, you go with your children. Some of my children are still there, but they are malnourished.
NRM, give them the shots. Give them the NRM shots. We don't want these blue shots. And we don't want these ones. Bring more shots. Give them shots. These are over 300 people who have crossed from FDC to NRM. Kitgum oye!
Nabbanja implored the people of Kitgum to support the government programs, but also join the race to vote President Museveni in 2016.
The NRM government has been supporting women, and to me, this is a clear sign of our commitment to leaving no woman behind. Margaret Thatcher, who said, what? If you want anything said, ask a man. But if you want anything done, ask a woman.
Government has announced operations to evict migrant cattle keepers from the West Nile sub-region in accordance with Presidential Executive Order No. 3. This decision comes after the lifting of the animal quarantine, which had been imposed to contain the outbreak of the foot and mouth disease in the region. Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Dr. Kenneth Omona, revealed the plans during the security meeting, stating that the operations will be overseen by his ministry. These are the details.
Hundreds of migrant cattle keepers known as Balaalo have been trekking to northern Uganda in search of sustainable pastures and water where vast stretches of land seemed idle. Due to the region's vulnerability, some of them took advantage of abject poverty to acquire land cheaply from residents with the help of greedy local leaders.
Sometimes when we want to evict some people, someone just comes with an agreement of buying land. Chairman has signed LOC 1, LOC 2, around 20 elders have signed over land. Then the Mulalo asks you, did I get this land for free?
And they are buying it at their own price that they set themselves, not the price set by the landlords.
Leaders, educate about the value of land. That land you are selling gold. That land you are selling, you can begin small and become big on that land. If you don't stop this, tomorrow us as leaders who come from north here, we shall be carrying very empty, heavy heads.
However, Tensions erupted between herdsmen and locals when some disruptive cattle keepers began grazing on people's land and destroying their crops.
These people started coming with their cattle. We are not even envying them, but they have not had respect for the Mali people. From then up to today, it is only in the Mali land where animals feed on the food crops grown by farmers.
And security further is let's investigate that matters of people blaming this Balaalo. You find them looking after with the guns, you find them cleaning their guns, they take their animals to drink water. People.
Local leaders joined forces with residents to raise their voices against the escalating tensions, drawing the attention of the President of the Republic of Uganda.
We raised our voice in complaining to these people. The Balaalo were grazing animals, putting on a full combat army uniform and wielding guns. So when we started shouting, where are these uniforms coming from? Who is providing guns to these cattle keepers? This time they put on the army fatigue at night and wield their guns at night.
The Presidential Executive Order No. 3 was issued to expel non-compliant migrant cattle keepers known as Balaalo from the region.
So I am telling you today and now that government has not backed down in the expulsion of those indisciplined immigrant cattle keepers of northern Uganda. And nobody should deceive you as so.
However, the directive was allegedly undermined by the task force assigned to implement it after they were compromised by the herdsmen.
So when we did the final compilation of who among the Balaalo should go, our regional task force leader, that happened to be, is it a brigadier general, the one sitting in the bondo, called him Singuzi. He refused the idea of Balaalo to be evicted.
Along the way, it was also disrupted by the outbreak of foot and mouth disease, which led to a ban on animal movement in some parts of the region.
So the cabinet of Uganda temporarily halted the expulsion of the Balaalos to ensure that we don't spread animal disease from one place to another. So that animals that will be expelled from northern Uganda here to go elsewhere will not go spreading the disease to other places.
Despite the ban, some herdsmen ignored the directive and continued trafficking animals into the region, allegedly with the aid of military personnel.
Those who are getting involved in this ranking, please stop it. It is happening here, and it has encouraged theft of animals that time in our area here. People steal animals, get documents from there, and they just cross. Or people come with animals without documents, and they are there. Just mention the name of a certain general. Ngombe za fandi, endelea.
After the full vaccination of animals against foot and mouth disease in the region, the government plans to resume operations to expel errant cattle keepers.
It is an operation that's going to be carried out by security. The military and the police and all the security agencies within the region are going to get involved. So as I speak now, they know who is where.
The people of northern Uganda are now awaiting these operations to be carried out in accordance with the Presidential Executive Order No. 3 issued by the President.
What begins as hope for a better life often ends up in hardships for many Ugandans who travel to the United Arab Emirates in search for work. Pushed by poverty and the lack of opportunities at home, these workers, mostly women, often find themselves trapped in the cycles of abuse, deception and despair. Now today, 4 girls were assisted by Muko Protection Agency to return to Uganda, and they are now calling on fellow Ugandans to be aware of the dangers of human trafficking. These are the details.
Many Ugandans travel to the United Arab Emirates for work. But instead of finding a better life, They face abuse, unpaid wages, jail, and even death. Fake job offers and dishonest agencies only worsen the situation. Oliver Nabkera, Sharifa Naziwa, and Lilian Nabifo shared how they ended up in police detention in Jordan after experiencing mistreatment as domestic workers.
I am the firstborn in my family and we don't have a father. My mother is often sick and she works by roadside selling items to support us. I had to go to Jordan to find work in order to help my mother and support my siblings.
I separated from the father of my child and became a single mother. As the situation grew more worse, I decided to go to Jordan to support both my parents and my child.
Driven by poverty and unemployment, Lilian, a single mother, left Uganda to provide for her child, but was later detained at Joida Deportation Center. Sharifa, who supports her 4 younger siblings, was held at the Swaila police station. Reflecting on their time as domestic workers in Jordan, the girls opened up about their ordeal.
When I tried to ask for my salary, despite working long hours, they beat me. They also refused to give me food and didn't allow me to access my phone. As a result, they decided to take me to jail where I spent 3 months.
I asked my boss for my pay because she was not giving me any indication that she was going to pay me. When I saw that she was not going to fulfill her promise, I decided to report her to the police. However, when I reached there, instead of helping me, they put me in jail. They first put me in Nandala police deportation for 2 months and later transferred me to Jawaida police deportation for another 2 months. But the situation was not easy at all in jail. We used to buy everything for ourselves except food.
Based on what I experienced, I can't recommend anyone to go to Jordan to work. They are not good.
Through the efforts of Muko Protection Agency, Sharifa Naziwa, Lilian Nabifo, Oliver Nabukera, and Phoebe Nabatanzi were rescued from deportation and brought back to Uganda. Muko Protection Agency is now urging anyone considering employment in Arab countries to thoroughly verify recruitment agencies. They stress the importance of awareness and protective measures to avoid falling victim to exploitation.
Migrant worker who is in the transit, who wants to go to work abroad in the Arab countries, to always come and register with us at the Protection Agency, and you get the protection card. Protection card will enable us and will help you to be helped in case you have any problems. Always move with a registered company. Stop this habit of being trafficked.
The Muko Protection, we thank you so much. Thank you.
This report was compiled by Chonta Waide, Proscov.
Tales of seeking for better lives. Now, a major corruption scandal has rocked Busia district following revelations by the State House Anti-Corruption Unit that point to gross mismanagement and suspected embezzlement of public funds intended for infrastructure development. The allegations were unveiled during a 3-day stakeholders forum, commonly known as the Baraza, held at Busia Border Primary School. These are the details.
The State Minister for Regional Cooperation and Member of Parliament for Samia Bugwe North, John Mulimba, together with officials from the Anti-Corruption Unit, accused staff of Busia Municipal Council of corruption and misappropriation. Top among the accused are the municipal engineers and the town clerk, who are said to have diverted a significant portion of 1 billion shillings allocated for road maintenance and rehabilitation.
Services have not been Wananchi, and Wananchi are always condemning us as government for not providing services. I think what has now come to bear is that the central government has done its best to disperse all the money to serve the wananchi. But I think between the service stations and the infrastructure itself, a lot of mess has happened.
According to reports presented at the forum, over 800 million shillings from the allocated funds remain unaccounted.
Due to the cause, we received 1 billion for last financial year, but I made my petition as a person that out of 1 billion, 800 million was embezzled. When I wrote that letter, it was on 24th July 2024, claiming or complaining on the back.
According to most alarming findings, 18 million shillings was allegedly spent on constructing just 30 meters of road, another 24 million shillings on 60 meters stretch, and 10 million shillings reportedly used to build a water harvester at Marachi Primary School, figures that stakeholders describe as highly inflated and unjustifiable.
And it is a shame when we reached Sophia Health Center 3, a new facility which has not even, they have not even commissioned. It's already cracking. The workmanship is poor. The quality of the work is poor. There is no value for money.
But then the people who have been entrusted with the construction of the roads have been unfair. They have been embezzling money. Because when you look at their working plan and the money, the work that has been done, it does not match. If, for instance, a road has been allocated like 100 million, but when you come to the ground, you will find out can only cost like 20 millions.
Minister Mulimba confirmed that investigations are underway and assured the public that all those found culpable will be held accountable.
On course, we are continuing to do monitoring, and then after tomorrow we shall again get back in-house and now review. Review with a view to apprehending those ones who have done wrong, with a view to taking those, holding those accountable, especially those who have defrauded.
Whatever is going on, the concerned leaders should go ahead and investigate and get to know the truth. And whoever is caught accountable should be worked upon by the law accordingly.
Stakeholders commended President Yoweri Museveni for his intervention and for dispatching a team to investigate the stalled government projects in the district.
And I appreciate the government and the Office of the President and State House for having come up with this wonderful initiative. This initiative is very important to assist us as the locals, as the community, to know how much government is putting into our communities for development.
Sada Mubale, Sando Martin, UBC News.
And in more news, Undersecretary from the Office of the President, Monica Edemuchu, has urged China Railway 5, the contractors of the Mpata-Ntenje Road in Mukono district, to deliver quality works that will reflect the government's credibility in future projects. She made these remarks during the official contract signing ceremony between Mukono district and China Railway 5 held at the district headquarters.
The construction of the 7.80-kilometer Mpata-Ntenje Road in Impata sub-county Mukono district has officially begun. The Uganda shilling 38 billion project is funded by the World Bank through the government of Uganda under the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Urban Development Project Initiative. The project will be supervised by a professional engineering consultant.
It is 7.8 kilometers being upgraded from Maram to bitumen standard. And the award price or the contract price is 35 billion 772 million 940,626 shillings, inclusive of 18% VAT. So that's the contract we are signing, having been awarded to China Rail 5.
Under Secretary Office of the President, Monica Edemuchu, has urged China Railway 5, the contractors of the Mpata-Ntenje Road in Mukono district, to deliver quality work that will reflect the government's credibility in future projects.
The district must take it serious, because when we come here and do assessment and we find you are not performing well, then that year you lose funding in some areas. or you completely lose. So it is not automatic like investment plan financing modality that you get the money. We are signing this contract. You must earn to make sure that the money is available to remit to the contractor. Sure, the equipments and machinery that China Railway 5 is telling us they have is inspected before we take off.
Mukono Chief Administrative Officer Elizabeth Namanda warned the contractors that the project timeline is strictly 18 months with no room for extension.
For Mukono, Madam Undersecretary may appreciate this project of this magnitude is the first of its kind, as far as I know. I need to be guided, but I know that this is the first of its kind. And I'm sure at the end of the day, when we have achieved and this road will have been done, it will really create an impact in Mukono district.
Mukono Resident City Commissioner Hajati Fatuma Sabannabitaka emphasized the need for the contractors to uphold and represent government interests through the project.
My President for giving us this opportunity, for giving us all these sums of money. But my humble appeal is how seeing that even the local revenue from within the district is also put at proper use. Let's not use the GKMA project to be the cover-up of whatever activities that we've done in the district. We need the local revenue to see where it has worked and give accountability as the district leadership.
Other key leaders who witnessed the ceremony included the district chairperson, Reverend Peter Bakaluwa Mukasa, local leaders and politicians, Amwai Vanjuko, and Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Masindi will mark International Women's Day 2025 on March 8th with celebrations scheduled to take place in Chaitiri. I beg your pardon. Masindi will mark International Women's Day with celebrations scheduled to take place in Chaitiri Town Council, with a global theme being Accelerating Gender Equality for Action. Now, that is according to the United Nations. This year's theme emphasizes the need for concrete action to ensure equal rights, power, opportunities for all, working towards a feminist future where no one is left behind. These are the details.
The Masindi Women's Day celebrations are expected to feature a series of events and activities aimed at promoting gender equality and empowering women, with a focus on creating an environment where every woman and girl child can thrive. Local women leaders stress the importance of shared responsibility in managing family affairs, urging both men and women to play active roles at home. They raised concern over a growing trend of men stepping back from their responsibilities, calling on husbands not to disengage but to work alongside their wives for the well-being of their families. Asimwe urged women to respect their partners, especially those who are progressive and responsible.
We want our homes safe.
She thanked His Excellency the President for ensuring women's inclusion in national development initiatives.
One is the infrastructure. We thank His Excellency the President. As you can see, that is one of the areas of the town council that is well lit. And you may think that you are in Japan or London. So we thank the government for the good roads, although we still need more, especially the feeder roads.
She also encouraged the youth to stay away from drugs.
Use of drugs, especially in urban areas. You cannot think straight. You can even kill your mother.
Minister Mugisa called on women in Masindi to continue supporting the NRM government and President Yoweri Museveni, commending his leadership for empowering women through increased involvement in governance and financial inclusion.
Urging all the women to continue supporting the NRM government and President Museveni, because he has brought us from far. He has empowered us. He has loved us. He has enabled us to be even in leadership.
Benoni Mukwaya, Ashraf Karunji, UBC News.
The Marriage Bill 2024 proposes to outlaw cohabitation, defined as living together without the intention of marriage. Women activists and the Women Pro Bono Initiative have criticized the proposal, saying that many couples live together without legal marriage, and criminalizing it would unfairly target them. These are the details.
The Marriage Bill 2024 proposes to outlaw cohabitation, defined as living together without the intention of marriage. Women activists and the Women Pro Bono Initiative have criticized the proposal, saying many couples live together without being legally married, and therefore the bill would unfairly affect them. It also proposes that church and civil marriages can become polygamous. Activists now want the clause on cohabitation removed.
We are calling for the passing of the Marriage Bill of 2024 after removing regressive clauses that criminalize women and offer them no protection under the law, especially the clause that criminalizes cohabitation.
We have many laws that Parliament has failed to pass on families. The Marriage Bill, since 1964, we are waiting. Sexual Offences Bill, since 2017, we are waiting. So if you're pro-family, why aren't you passing laws that are for the family?
Key provisions in the bill include equal rights to marital property for all spouses and allowing conversion from one type of marriage to another. They have also raised concerns over the ongoing Third Interparliamentary Conference and the upcoming Pan-African Conference on Family Values, saying that such gatherings often reinforce patriarchal norms.
For us, when we look at conferences that are promoting what they call family values, we ask ourselves, are those conferences promoting bodily autonomy for women? Are they promoting economic empowerment for women? And are they promoting the voice and agency of women? And the answer we get is no. Because we have seen other conferences, the first one, the second one, all of them are saying, women, abandon your work, go back home and cook for your husbands.
We therefore urge our legislators and all other participants in the Interparliamentary Conference on Family Values and National Sovereignty and the Pan-African Conference on Family Values to prioritize recommendations that make families work for women and girls rather than marginalize them.
Meanwhile, the Sexual Offences Bill 2024, which criminalizes prostitution, is also being challenged.
We are calling for the passing of the Sexual Offences Bill of 2024 after removing the clauses that criminalize sex work.
Activists are also now demanding a 6-month maternity leave and also breastfeeding rooms in public and workplaces.
We call for work on designing interventions to support families in balancing their work and personal life responsibilities. For instance, through expanding maternity leave to the time recommended for exclusive breastfeeding, which is 6 months, guaranteeing breastfeeding rooms in work and public spaces.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
In more news, Makerere University has phased out the traditional chalk and talk method of teaching and is now embracing e-learning as a method of teaching to equip learners with skills that match global standards. Now, across many institutions of higher learning, digital methods are taking center stage, offering faster and more efficient approaches to research and instruction. These are the details.
That's beautiful.
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Makerere University, Professor Buyinza Mukadasi, says the university has transitioned from the chalk and talk method to e-learning.
40 laptops and 10 projectors. These are vital teaching aids that we need for modern teaching, research, and community engagement. We need to provide group computers. We need to provide the computer laboratories.
Mukadasi made the remarks while officiating at the handover of more than 50 laptops donated by Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints Ministries to the College of Business and Management Sciences.
Of all letter saints that has given us the donation of the 40 laptops and 10 projectors. But they identified Makerere as an institution to partner with and support modern teaching and learning.
The principal of the College of Business and Management Sciences, Professor Edward Bale, acknowledged the growing importance of e-learning, noting that it is globally recognized for advancing education and improving research efficiency.
Research for the sake of it, but research that responds to the needs of communities, providing solutions to the problems that are affecting humanity. We are committed to contributing to the well-being of Ugandans through providing solutions via our research endeavors.
Senior pastor of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints International Ministries and General Authority of the Africa Central Area, Dr. Christoph Groud, said the church values education, which is why they made the donation of 50 computers to Makerere University.
As a church, we love to get engaged in partnerships rather than just punctual thing where we come and go. So we hope that this is the beginning or the continuation, I guess, of a partnership that started, and I'm delighted by what was said. Everything is ordained of God. There are no coincidences.
The coordinator of the university's computer project, Dr. Anthony Tibayingana, said the donation comes at a critical time and will significantly benefit the college. He appealed to encourage students conduct online research and publish their findings.
The university strategic direction is about being research-led, and therefore there is no way we can do research when we do not have computers.
Benon Mokwaya, Richard Chirembeka, UBC News.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. MTN kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you kabo the smartphone nebi yakabibiona. MTN kabo the Super mustairompia. Then you can buy the smartphone.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hey, Okero. Hey, Kajambo. Mukasa. Where are you going with the family? Eh?
Oh no. Hey. We are on our way to the polling station. The Electoral Commission is displaying the National Voters Register. And I need to make sure my name is on it. Oh. And Sophie here wants to confirm her voter details. We are all warming up for elections. Okay.
What about these young men? I can see you.
These ones are no longer boys. They are now men. Last election, they were too young to vote. But now, they are ready to vote.
Mukasa, you have really inspired me. Now let me also go home and pick my wife so that we can check the details in the register. Okay. See you on the polling station.
The National Voters Register will be displayed at your polling station from 25th April to 15th May 2025. Please do not miss this chance to confirm your polling station and your voter details. Report the dead for removal from the register and those who appear more than once. Every vote matters. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Uganda.
Are you a woman with a small-scale business with a dream of growing it to another level? The GROW Project is here to support you in realizing your dream.
The GROW Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
We support women-owned businesses across the country to gain hands-on and business management skills through training within your location, business financing through grants and affordable loans, and infrastructure in your areas of operation to enable you to increase your productivity.
If you have a business that makes sales sales of up to 800,000 Uganda shillings per month, the GROW project has the tools and resources to help you succeed. For more information, contact your district or city GROW focal person or call our toll-free line on 0800 307 777 to learn more about how you can benefit from the GROW project's services.
The GROW project, empowering women economically, transforming communities.
Special announcement from the Baseline Education Census 2025. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Sports, is conducting the Baseline Education Census 2025. This exercise will cover all learning institutions in the country for both government and private establishments, namely pre-primary, primary, secondary, vocational, and higher institutions of learning. The Baseline Education Census exercise data collection is being conducted in a phased manner, starting with Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, comprising of districts of Kampala, Mukono, and Wakiso. The rollout to all other regions will commence at the beginning of second term. The Baseline Education Census collects information on learners, teachers, and school facilities to facilitate planning and policy decisions in the education sector. Uganda Bureau of Statistics appeals to the general public, heads of schools and institutions, as well as the local government authorities to cooperate with the BEC enumerators. In a special way, UBOS appeals to all parents of the learners to support the exercise by availing learners with their correct date of birth, national identification number, and learner's identification number. For more information, please call 0772 933 628 or 0743 787 189 from Dr. Chris Mukiza, Executive Director.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We'll take you into more news. Rotary clubs from Gayaza, Chitukutwe, Chanja and Manyangwa, Nakwero and Chiwenda have held a joint presidential installation ceremony at Victor's Valley Hotel in Nakwero. The event brought together Rotarians from across the region to usher in a new leadership term marked by unity and a renewed commitment to community service. We have the details.
Rotary clubs from Gayaza, Chitukutwe, Chanja, Manyangwa, Nakwero and Chiwenda have held a joint presidential installation ceremony at Victor's Valley Hotel in Nakwero. The ceremony was graced by District Governor-elect Godfrey Chitakule, who emphasized the importance of collaboration among Rotary clubs.
What the presidents here have demonstrated is the power of unity. Why is it important that we need to unite? When we unite, means that we have more resources together to make a difference. But one important thing we're trying to emphasize within District 9213 is the power of collaboration. And if collaboration starts from the inception, when somebody is actually installed as a president, then we are sure that it will be taken throughout the whole year.
Chitakule underscored the power of working together to amplify impact and advance Rotary's mission within communities.
Thank you for taking time off to come and celebrate with our friends. One of the most important resources is actually time. And it's one of the things that we only spend but we cannot get back. So I don't take this for granted that this place is full of Rotarians who have come to see a peaceful change of power, change of God. What I would request from all of you, that just like you've supported these presidents by coming here, is support them throughout the year in their presidency. They cannot do it alone. They need your support.
Incoming club presidents took the stage to share their visions for the new Rotary year, highlighting ongoing initiatives aimed at improving education, sanitation, and access to clean water.
You are installed president of the Rotary Club of Gayaza,
I'm a charter member of Rotary Club of Gayaza, and today I'm really very happy that my club has entrusted me to be their president. My plan for the coming year as a president of Rotary Club of Gayaza is to expand our membership. You know, in Rotary, membership is the core, because when you don't have members, then you will not have the resources to manage the projects which we are supposed to work on as Rotarians. So my focus is going to be on membership and Rotary Foundation contributions. I also going to work so much on the environment. I'm an environmentalist. I love tree planting, and I also love nature. So one of the focus in my year is going to be environment and membership extension and retention.
Patience Chomugasho, and I'm the new president for the Rotary Club of Manyangwa Nakweru. Manyangwa Nakweru is in out in the suburbs of Gayaza, and as a club we are a community club, and as a community club we aim so much at having an impact in our community.
They also acknowledged challenges, particularly around fostering community engagement and ensuring long-term sustainability of their projects. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The managing director of Equity Bank, Gift Shoko, has reiterated the bank's commitment to nurturing talent and building the next generation of leaders across Uganda and beyond. Speaking during the commissioning ceremony of over 90 new scholars selected from various schools across the country, the managing director emphasized the importance of investing in human capital through structured mentorship and leadership development. The event marked a new chapter for the scholars enrolled under the Equity Leaders Program, a flagship initiative of the bank that seeks to identify, train, and retain top-performing students for future leadership roles within the organization and the wider economy.
Held at African Bible University in Lubawa, the ceremony marked the inclusion of a week-long induction for the scholars who underwent intensive training sessions focused on leadership, ethics, and innovation. The MD applauded the scholars for their focus and resilience, highlighting their potential to become transformational leaders.
Equity leaders chose this program through the Equity Group Foundation, because what Africa requires to transform to the next level is leaders. Leaders who can take African agenda on a global stage. So by that you are actually eliminating inequalities in Africa as a continent. And Africa will have its position on the global stage, will have its voice through these leaders we are grooming.
The Equity Leaders Program has continually provided a unique platform where high-achieving individuals are mentored, exposed to professional environments, and prepared to drive institutional growth.
In Uganda, we now have 419 scholars we have given the opportunities to get the best in terms of mentorship and in terms of working with them through the university program, preparing them for their careers.
Gift Shoko also noted that the program forms a crucial pillar in the bank's broader talent development strategy, adding that its impact demonstrates the organization's long-standing commitment to youth empowerment.
Because we are building leaders, leaders who will be transformative to Uganda and also to Africa. That's the aim.
The event attracted various dignitaries, including Equity Bank officials and representatives from African Bible University, who shared their aspirations for the program's future.
The program is more than just a work experience, the internship program that you're getting into. It's a stepping stone to a lifetime of a purpose-driven service and transformational leadership.
Transformed means to change your shape. Your shape must change.
From your educational journey, you now know the value of seconds in your life. So all we ask you is to make every second count.
One of the scholars, Arinaitwe Rona from Hilltop High School, echoed the sentiments of her peers, thanking Equity Bank for its continued investment in their academic and leadership journey.
I thank Equity Bank for this great opportunity because it really brings hope. It exposes us to the work world. I also thank our government, our president, for giving us all this freedom, because if it wasn't for the government, Equity Bank wouldn't be here. And also I want to thank God. In everything I did, I had God.
The students expressed optimism that the experience had not only enriched their knowledge, but also equipped them with relevant skills to lead with integrity and innovation.
All the values, the core values and attitude.
It's really a beneficial program because I'm going to be earning from my pre-university internship with Equity Bank for the months I'm going to work with them.
As a cornerstone of Equity Bank's leadership development agenda, the Equity Leaders Program remains instrumental in identifying, nurturing, and empowering Uganda's next generation of change makers. Kenneth Tanaba.
Together, our flash snap is unstoppable. Grab the Technocamon 40 series and get free 9 GB of MTN data, valid for 3 months. Don't wait. Get your Technocamon 40 today at Techno stores and MTN outlets. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces invites the general public to the first ever UPDF CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition as we honor the spirit of unity, discipline and teamwork. This historic competition will feature individual and team drill routines, synchronization and formation changes, an inter-service championship and many more exciting activities and prizes to be won. Come, witness the pinnacle of drill artistry. Who will be the overall champion? The first edition of the UPDF CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition will take place on the 13th of May at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. The guest of honor will be the Chief of the Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, alongside other high-profile guests. Long live the Uganda People's Defense Forces. For more details, please call 0392 947455.
Welcome back. It's now time for business. For generations, the black, jagged lava stones scattered across Kisoro's hills were seen as an obstacle to farming or just building material. But now, what was once dismissed as useless rock is now powering an economic shift. More details in this report.
Centuries-old eruptions from the Virunga Mountains left Kisoro covered in hard volcanic stone. Locally called Amakoro, Ibihungabuye and Imisimbwe, these rocks, though tough, have long been used to build homes and fences. Babu Kwizera Mbonye, a local innovator, grew up with these stones. While others cast them, he dreamt of turning them into something useful. In 2024, he built a homemade machine which cuts lava stones into tiles and pavers. From one machine, he now operates 6 and employs dozens of youth. His growing business can make up to 20 million shillings a month. Still, Babu faces challenges: limited power, poor roads, and a lack of advanced machinery. He appeals for government support.
The very addition needs support. The government and the politicians, they don't support those people who are innovative. They just support whom they know. They don't think about that person who have come up with the new innovations to see how they can help such a community member. And the community members can also benefit from that person because it's one of the way creating jobs. But these days, they don't support such a kind of the people. They support the individuals and the relatives.
In Izindiro village, locals now earn from selling stones. Some families say they have turned from farming to business. Tourism operator Muhammad Bujiji praises Babu's affordable tiles.
Mayinja g'ekisolo ekintu kyengalabyemu ga mugaso nnyo nnyo.
These stones are very useful because of their appearance. You can use them as building blocks, tiles and building seats such as these, which are permanent in nature.
Even the leftover stone dust is used as organic fertilizer. Experts call this a cultural breakthrough, urging investment to scale up. From a single machine to a rising industry, the lava stones of Chisoro are turning wasteland into wealth.
Oyo ye Diplock Sega wanga chaguze myaka namu 3 May ku National Theatre. A lifetime of melody concert. 43 years of Diplock Segawa performing in Kampala for the first time in a long time. Enyimbo boba do uliambulire kati jangu. Diplock Segawa has kuyimbire. Tickets eya gold ya mtwalo 15 ate VIP ya mtwalo 13. Booking a ticket yo ku noti msanvu mkaga 5 uba ku www.carrytickets.com uba ku National Theatre ono ye Diplock Segawa 23 May 2025 ku National Theatre celebrating 43 years of Diplock Segawa. Big tutusi wako charism UNCC UNMF Statewide Insurance Company UCC Riz Medical Center John Joe Fashions Hot Q Vibes ne Carry Tickets.
Ennaku 3 ez'omuziki enseko n'okuzuula nga weetooloddwa bulungi bw'obutonde nga kw'otadde n'abayimbi abasingayo mu Africa. Sina ate onyumirwa obulamu mu kujaguza obuwangwa bwa Africa obujjuvu ng'obutonde bwe bukuzza obujja. Tukwaniriza mu Milege. Jaguzanga bw'onyumirwa obulamu omuziki sinema ebyokulya engero n'emboozi. Milege World Music Festival 2025 okuvanga 6 paka 8 mu mwezi gw'omukaaga ku Botanical Gardens Entebbe. Okugula tiketi nyiga *165*2 londako Milege World Music Festival 2025 ogoberere endagiriro oba kuba ku noti 752833 oba tukyalire ku website yaffe www.milege.org. Biwagiddwa Entebbe Municipal Council, Uganda Wildlife Education Center, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Civil Aviation Authority, Uganda Tourism Board, Rock Telecom, Ovidian Uganda, 106.5 Energy Radio, Protea Hotel Entebbe, and UBC.
Welcome back, and now in the world of sports, Uganda remains committed to hosting a successful 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. This is evident in the progress of Hoima City Stadium, which is ahead of schedule. Let's take a look.
With 235 days to CAF's final inspection on December 31st, Uganda is nearly set. This was confirmed during a recent inspection at Hoima City Stadium.
And I want to report that we had an inspection of the Hoima City Stadium, and the works are moving on well, like you must have all observed. The contractor is ahead of schedule in terms of finishing his work, and according to the timeline he has given me, and us as a committee, he will be able to finish up the stadium about 4 months before the time which we signed the contract with him. Initially, this works was meant to be completed within 18 months, but if you subtract 18 from 4, so it tells you that he's almost going to work within 14 months, which for us we're extremely happy.
State Minister for Sports Peter Gwang led the team, joined by officials from the National Council of Sports and FUFA.
Now, in line with the National Development Plan 4, one of the priority areas is sports infrastructure development. And you could see that under the MTF of government has put close to 1.3 trillion from this recurrent financial year and the next 2 financial years, purposely to ensure that we get our stadiums, Oyema City Stadium ready and Akibwa Olympic Stadium ready. I can also confidently say that Akibwa Olympic Stadium development is in progress. All the money government had pledged to give in the recurrent period, 100 billion has been provided. We expect nothing else but progress, and the work in preparation for our 20 months period.
Construction by Turkish firm Suma, which began last August, is impressive. Seats are in and the pitch awaits grass installation.
The quality is excellent, the speed is excellent. I think this is a signature project for our country, Uganda, to be used as an example for very many other projects in not only sports infrastructure but even elsewhere. Projects can be done, and what is even amusing is that government has fully paid the money that is required to finish this infrastructure.
The 20,000-seater stadium will have a canopy already being installed to shield fans from sun and rain. Work on the training ground is progressing fast, with grass laying next. The project, supported by government, FUFA, and the late Rujumba family, includes a 25-meter pool and indoor arena now taking shape. Whereas this particular mission was in regards to the 2027 AFCON that Uganda hosts with Kenya and Tanzania. An update ahead of this August championship of the African nations was also provided and makes good reading.
The CAF is coming early June to carry out inspection for Chan, but also on one we are requesting them to come here because this project is not for what? It's not for Chan. This project is for AFCON 2027. So they are also coming here. We are going to communicate to them to come and also carry out the preliminary investigation, inspections of what the kind of work the contractor is doing. But for the other facilities, I want to confirm that Chambogo is almost ready, and it will be ready by the time they come for inspection. For Chan, Wankulukuku, we have agreed and we have already sourced the contractor to put up floodlights in Wankulukuku. I want to confirm that to the country. Then also Kadiba, I want to confirm, is almost ready.
Besides stadiums and training grounds like Chambogo and Wankulukuku, Uganda must ensure health, hotel and transport facilities are ready. Sudat Kaye, UBC Sport.
Thank you very much, Sudat Kaye, for that insightful report. However, as we sign out, I would like to inspire you with a few words of wisdom. Now, sometimes you might not be able to influence all the things that concern you. However, you might be able, or you're more likely to influence the things that you have influence over. So focus more on your circle of influence other than the circle of concern, and perhaps you will lead a more happier life. This is inspired by the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Steve R. Covey that I recommend you should go and read. Otherwise, thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, Dorothy Namuyomba on Sign Language. Have a blessed night.
Nebaza President Museveni okusingira ddala eyaleeta omwoga, kubanga ffe omwoga twali tetugutegeera, okubanga yatuyamba mu mbeera embi gye twalimu, naddala ffe abavubi, kubanga ffe twali